Hi, this is Lisa. Thank you for allowing me to join you today by video message and to participate in your meeting. I do wish that I could be there in Cloac in person, but I'm sitting here in Washington, D.C. working. I want to start by recognizing the vital role Alaska Native organizations play in advancing common goals and priorities of our Native communities and subsistence hunters at both the state, national, and international levels. It's my hope that this conference will help to facilitate the growth in knowledge and capacity to continue your customary uses of sea otters, and that it will support your community on economic and cultural levels to provide a future for your children and grandchildren that's rooted in your traditions. With the enactment of the Marine Mammal Protection Act and the Endangered Species Act, the Alaska Native communities saw, within one generation, the imposition of a federal legal and regulatory framework telling them how to do things that they've done for generations, how to sustainably manage marine mammals. I'm sad to say this federal framework is one that doesn't always take into account the cultural knowledge or the unique characteristics of Alaska. And while the right of Alaska Natives to hunt marine mammals is recognized under the MMPA and the ESA, regulatory actions by federal agencies continue to put Alaska Natives in the position of having to explain their culture to Western managers who may be thousands of miles away. And of course, we've seen heavy-handed law enforcement result in communities abandoning their traditional and customary practices. Efforts to deal with the Fish and Wildlife Service over the definition of significantly altered as applied to Native handicrafts made from lawfully harvested sea otters is an unfortunate example of this problem. IPCOM, Sea Alaska, and others, with active support from me, from Congressman Young and Governor Parnell, were able to prevail on this issue. But unfortunately, that progress took much, much longer than it should have for such a minor issue. I know it will be an ongoing challenge to ensure federal agencies are responsive to Alaska Natives, but I am committed to making the case again and again until I get it. In the last year, I've spent much time directing attention to the issues of subsistence management in our state under ANILCA and ANCSA. And while I recognize another federal statute authorizes the co-management of marine mammals here in the state, there are some ways to expand your involvement that can be made within your respective regional tribal organizations to increase the local management capabilities within public lands in our state. I've called on both the Fish and Wildlife Service and the National Park Service to expand their utilization of tribal self-governance funding agreements with Alaska Native tribes around our preserves and refuges. This will allow for greater ownership and participation by tribal stakeholders. We must ensure, when the administration says it will consult with our local Native communities, that consultation doesn't mean just marking a checklist, but it means incorporating your traditional knowledge into management decisions. I thank you for your time and for your work on this very important issue, and I'll look forward to our continued discussion. Have a great day.